Hey there, I'm Alexandra Harbushka. Okay, we're on day 34 of 60 of my postpartum weight loss journey. So thanks for joining me. If you are new to the channel, I'll give you a quick update. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. Go on ahead and subscribe so you can follow me on this journey. That way you'll get the latest video, you'll know when it's up, and then of course you can follow along. All right, so I am on a 60-day journey. Today is day 34 of 60, and I started when I went into the hospital, when I was pregnant, before I was pregnant, I weighed 120 pounds, and then going into the hospital, I weighed 132 pounds. So I gained, 152 pounds, I gained 32 pounds during pregnancy. So today on day 34, I'm 132 pounds. So I have some ways to go. I have 12 pounds to go, which is awesome. And I'm getting lower. I have, 26 days left? Is that right in my head, calculating that? So the month is carrying on, but we'll see how we do. Just to give you a quick update, I'm not doing any exercise because I haven't been cleared, and I cannot wait to get back to exercising bar. Well, right now it's coronavirus, so no one can go to bar, but I do bar, and I'm a big walker, so I cannot wait to get back to that. Okay, today we're going to talk about midnight snacking. I couldn't remember. We're talking about midnight snacking. So I have developed this new midnight snacking habit, and I've never been a midnight snacker. The only time I was a midnight snacker was when I lived in Madrid, Spain, and we'd go to dinner at like 11 p.m. at night. Then we'd go to the discotheques and dance all night. And then, of course, there's this, if you've been there, you would know, but they have a tradition of getting churros con chocolate, which is a churro with literally a cup of chocolate that is hot, like melted chocolate. When I say hot chocolate, I don't mean like drinking. I mean like it's a cup of melted chocolate, and you dip your churro in there, and you get a cafe, and it is absolutely amazing. So that is the only time in my life I've been a midnight snacker. So this is something I've adapted now that I am breastfeeding. So I am up, when I was first breastfeeding Clinton, it was every 2 hours I had to feed or pump. So either I would pump and then give him a bottle, my husband would give him a bottle, or I would be breastfeeding him. So it's every 2 hours. So during the night I was up every 2 hours, which was a lot. Now, I talked about it in other episodes. So if you want to turn back, I talked to you about the hormone prolactin, which increases your appetite when you're breastfeeding. So it increases the mom's appetite, which I was breastfeeding a lot, so that was increasing my appetite. And then there's also this hormone called cortisol. I've also talked about that in other blog posts as well, or other videos as well. And cortisol basically increases your hunger as well. So as a new mom, I've had like 2 hormones going against me that are increasing my appetite. So here I am every 2 hours feeding, and I would have to go through, I should have brought them. I'm looking at my nightstand to see if I have them. The Trader Joe's packet of nuts. And I would eat probably 6 of them a night. Like that's a lot. I'd eat like 6 of them a night. I'd go through them, like 2 of them at a time when I'd be breastfeeding, and I would just like go through them because I would be so hungry. Like I would about to eat my arm if I didn't eat it. And in my fairness, I was starving. I was producing all this, hormones, all that. I'd also drink about 2 liters of water. So as you can see, I had the double whammy hormones going against me, right? And that's why I was so hungry. So there are some foods that you can eat. I want to get into that in a second, but also I want to get into, according to the Huff Post, there are some reasons if you are a night snacker, like there are some reasons for it. In my case, I believe it was because I was breastfeeding and I had those hormones that were making me hungry, right? But for some people, it could be boredom, and for other people, it could be it could just be lack of nutrition. Like maybe you're not getting the right nutrients during the day, so you're waking up needing more nutrients. So I invite you to kind of look into that if you are a night snacker, and perhaps you can look at what you're eating, what you're not eating. Also maybe look at your hormones, maybe you're stressed, all that. There are some scientific reasons why you might be night snacking. So definitely look into that, and I have all these links for you. So as far as some foods that can help you sleep better, which if that's the case, if you're waking up and not sleeping well and just lying there and you're like, oh, maybe I'll get a snack. So there are some things like fruits and vegetables. I will have them linked for you, but tart cherries are high in melatonin. So melatonin helps you sleep. That is what puts you to sleep. So it's awesome. So some melatonin. Foods that are high in melatonin are tart cherries, asparagus, pomegranates, olives. Again, I'll link it for you. And then you can have a lot of nuts and seeds, which are also really good for you for the melatonin, which would be walnuts, which would be peanuts, and other seeds, which is really interesting that I'm reading this now, is because when I was pregnant, I couldn't get enough walnuts. I also couldn't, I was eating a ton of fruit, so maybe I was wanting melatonin. I don't know. Who knows? But those are definitely some foods you can add. Again, I'll link them here so that can help you if you are a night owl and you're like, I need to get some sleep. Okay, so what have I done to kind of cut back on my night snacking, of course, to help me with the postpartum journey? So I decided to look at, okay, am I eating all these nuts because I'm bored? Am I eating them because I'm hungry? What am I doing? So I'm not feeding as often right now. I'm not doing like that many feedings during the night, so I'm not up as much during the night. I'm only up one time during the night, thank God. So during that time, I now look at it and go, okay, am I hungry? Do I need this? And there are nights that like I have skipped it, and I wake up in the morning like ready to eat my arm, and so before I can feed Clinton or before I can do anything, I literally have to grab a bag of nuts. Now there are nights that I definitely eat it because I'm like, I'm hungry right now, so I'm gonna eat it. So I definitely weigh it, I look at it, I evaluate. So I'm gonna ask you to do the same thing if you're not struggling with this, but if this is something that is happening in your life right now and you're like, you know, am I just eating this because it's habit? Is this a new habit I formed? Like, am I looking forward to this? Is this a guilty pleasure? Am I eating something that like, I know maybe isn't good for me? I was eating nuts, or am eating nuts. They are good for me, but there also are the Trader Joe nuts that have a lot of chocolate in them. And I was also finding myself looking forward to getting the chocolate packets. And I'm like thinking to myself, that's really not probably the best thing for my teeth at 2 a.m. either. Okay, so anyways, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of ways there's a lot of science behind maybe why you're hungry at night, but there's also a lot of ways to perhaps curb it or look at it and see what's going on in your life. So I'd love to hear what you're doing right now if you are a midnight snacker because you're breastfeeding like me, or what you're doing to either fulfill that need or curb it, or what you're doing. So leave a comment below. Like I said, go on ahead and subscribe. Let me know what type of videos you'd like to see as I'm on this journey and then continuing on, because this is not going to stop after this journey. So let me know what you want to hear from me. It's maybe being a new mom, maybe about my pregnancy, maybe you want to hear about me having herpes. I also have another channel, it's called Life With Herpes, and I talk all about living with herpes on that channel. So maybe you want to hear a little bit about that, whatever. So let me know, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Have a great day. Stay safe out there with the coronavirus.